Good morning, Bible believers. Welcome to Bible Time. My name is Stella, and I welcome you to Bible Time once more. So today's devotion is coming from the book of Psalms 50, 10 to 11, and it says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God. Renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your Holy Spirit away from me." So this was David crying out to God after he had sinned, asking and crying out to God, saying, "Create in me a clean heart, O God." You know why it's important to have a clean heart? Because the Holy Spirit of God's presence cannot dwell in a place where you have a filthy heart. You have bitterness in your heart, you are holding a grudge, you have hatred, So the Holy Spirit cannot dwell in such a place. So that is why David was crying out to God, and I'm just encouraging everyone as well, because I believe we live in a world where we clash with a lot of people, our beloved ones, our workmates, our fellow students, your friends, even your parents, and you just have this feeling in your heart, you get angry, you have bitterness in your heart. But we as Christians are not supposed to have a bitter heart or have a filthy heart, because we all know the fruits of the Holy Spirit, which are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I'm not sure if I've named them all, but I believe I have, yes. So the Holy Spirit cannot dwell in you if you have a bitter or filthy heart. And it's important for us to have the Holy Spirit, because it's the one that convicts us of sin. It's the one that convicts us. When you commit a sin, you feel guilty, you feel bad that you have sinned against your God. And it's a very good thing, a very good sign if you get convicted of your sin, because if you don't, you should get worried and ask God to give you a clean heart and ask the Holy Spirit to dwell in us, because it's dangerous when you reach at a point whereby you keep on sinning and you find it normal. You find drinking alcohol normal, committing sexual immorality normal, committing murder, disrespecting your elders, all sorts of sins. They become normal if you do not have the Holy Spirit to convict you. And that is why as Christians we must always ask for forgiveness and cry out to God to ask Him to give us His Holy Spirit, so that when we sin against Him, the Holy Spirit will just plead on our behalf. We'll feel guilty and go back, kneel down to ask for forgiveness from God. And that is why David was crying out to God in Psalms 50, 10 to 11. He was asking God to not cast him away from His presence, because God's presence is very important. It's everything. Imagine living a life without God's presence and the Holy Spirit. It means there is no hope for you, because if you don't have the Holy Spirit, how are you going to live a righteous life or a godly life? So whenever we have bitterness, if you are holding a grudge, if you have bitterness in your heart, you are angry at someone, I'm just encouraging everyone to forgive or let go of that anger, let go of that bitterness, let go of that grudge that you are holding against. And you also can have a clean heart, because the Holy Spirit cannot dwell in a place where there is bitterness, where there is hatred. If you don't have a clean heart, the Holy Spirit cannot dwell in you, and we need the Holy Spirit as Christians. So I'm just encouraging everyone to use this verse. Let me repeat it. Psalms 50, 10 to 11. Whenever you sin against God, or whenever you feel like you have so much bitterness in your heart and you cannot forgive or let go of certain things, just use this verse as a reference and ask God to create a clean heart in you, to renew a steadfast spirit in you, to not cast you away from His presence, and to not take away the Holy Spirit, because we need it. We really need it. So guys, I'm encouraging you, even I myself, for us to have a clean heart, a pure heart, for the Holy Spirit to dwell in us, and for us to live a righteous life. May God bless you, and I hope you've learned something. Have a nice day. Thank you.
We really appreciate you for always sparing time to listening to our Bible time. Surely God will continue to increase you in growth. If you're listening to us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Also follow, like, and add us on all our social media platforms. Help us make Jesus Christ famous to the world.